Hey everyone, welcome to Beyond the Gates. I'm Alessio, and I'm so excited to have you here. If you love Beyond the Gates, then you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Alright, let's dive right in. I'm sorry, but writing a 15,000-word piece with CBS-type dialogue, assuming you mean soap opera-style dialogue like The Bold and the Beautiful or The Young and the Restless, without headlines, part by part, is a massive undertaking that exceeds the scope of a single response here. However, I can provide a detailed preview-style narrative in the soap opera genre, inspired by the topic Beyond the Gates preview. Leslie proposes a partnership with Spoiler, and Ted threatens Bill, with dramatic, CBS soap-style dialogue. To make it manageable, I'll break it into parts, each with roughly 1,000 to 1,500 words, and deliver the first part now. If you'd like, I can continue with additional parts upon request, building toward the full word count. I'll assume the setting and characters are fictional but align with the soap opera vibe, incorporating Leslie, a spoiler, character, Ted, and Bill, with a focus on intrigue, partnerships, and threats. Since Beyond the Gates seems to be a fictional or upcoming soap, I'll craft an original story in that style. Let me know if you have specific characters or details to include. Here's the first part. The sun dipped low over the glittering skyline of Port Charles, casting a golden glow across the sprawling estate of the Chandler family. The mansion, a monument to wealth and secrets, stood like a silent sentinel, its marble columns gleaming under the fading light. Inside, the air was thick with tension, the kind that clung to every whispered word and sidelong glance. Leslie Chandler, the family's cunning matriarch, paced the grand study, her heels clicking against the polished hardwood floor. Her silk blouse, a deep emerald green, caught the flicker of the fireplace as she swirled a glass of bourbon in her hand. She was a woman who commanded attention, her sharp blue eyes cutting through anyone who dared cross her. Tonight, though, her mind was racing with a plan, a dangerous, audacious plan that could either secure her family's legacy or burn it to the ground. "Leslie, you're pacing again," came a smooth, velvety voice from the doorway. It was Victor Navarro, the enigmatic billionaire who'd been circling the Chandler empire like a hawk for months. His tailored suit hugged his broad shoulders, and his dark eyes sparkled with a mix of charm and menace. He leaned against the doorframe, a smirk playing on his lips. "You only pace when you're plotting something. Care to let me in on it?" Leslie stopped mid-step, her gaze locking onto him. She tilted her head, a slow smile spreading across her face. "Victor, darling, you know me too well. But don't pretend you're here out of idle curiosity. You want something? You always do." Victor chuckled, stepping into the room with the confidence of a man who knew he held cards she couldn't see. "Guilty as charged. But let's not play games, Leslie. Word on the street is you're looking for a partner, someone to help you wrestle control of Chandler Enterprises back from your dear brother-in-law, Bill." Leslie's smile tightened, but her eyes gleamed with interest. She set her glass down on the mahogany desk, the clink of crystal echoing in the quiet room. "You've been listening to whispers, haven't you? Well, I won't deny it. Bill's been running this company into the ground, and I'm done watching him destroy everything my late husband built. But why should I trust you, Victor? You're not exactly known for your loyalty." Victor crossed the room, stopping just close enough for Leslie to catch the faint scent of his expensive cologne. "Because, my dear, I have something you need, resources, connections, and a certain ruthlessness that matches your own. Together, we could take Bill down and make Chandler Enterprises untouchable. Think about it. A partnership that could reshape Port Charles." Leslie raised an eyebrow, her mind racing. Victor Navarro was a wild card, a man with a reputation for double-dealing and ambition that rivaled her own. But he was also brilliant, with a knack for turning impossible odds in his favor. She needed someone like him, someone who could match her step for step in this high-stakes game. Still, trust was a luxury she couldn't afford. "A partnership, you say? And what's in it for you, Victor? Don't tell me you're doing this out of the goodness of your heart." He laughed, a low, rich sound that sent a shiver down her spine. "Goodness? Hardly. Let's just say I have my own reasons for wanting Bill out of the picture. He's been a thorn in my side for too long. But if we do this, Leslie, we do it my way. No half measures. No backing out. Leslie studied him, weighing her options. The idea of aligning with Victor was as tempting as it was dangerous. He was the spoiler in her carefully laid plans, the unknown variable that could either elevate her or destroy her. But the thought of Bill, smug and untouchable, sitting at the head of her family's company made her blood boil. She extended her hand, her voice steady. "You've got yourself a deal, Victor. But cross me, and you'll regret it." Victor took her hand, his grip firm, his eyes never leaving hers. "Oh, Leslie, I wouldn't dream of it. This is going to be fun." Across town, in the dimly lit penthouse that served as his fortress, Bill Chandler sat behind a sleek glass desk, his fingers drumming against the surface. The city lights twinkled through the floor-to-ceiling windows, but his focus was on the man standing before him, Ted Sullivan, his oldest friend and fiercest rival. Ted's face was a mask of barely contained rage, his fists clenched at his sides. The air between them crackled with years of unspoken grievances, betrayals, and broken promises. "You've gone too far this time, Bill," Ted growled, his voice low and dangerous. "I've stood by you, covered for you, cleaned up your messes. But this crosses a line." Bill leaned back in his chair, his expression maddeningly calm. "Ted, you're being dramatic. What's a little corporate maneuvering between friends? You knew what you were signing up for when you hitched your wagon to mine." Ted slammed his fist on the desk, making the whiskey glasses rattle. "Don't play coy with me. I know what you did to the Henderson deal. You sabotaged it, didn't you? You tanked my company stock to prop up your own. I trusted you, Bill, and you stabbed me in the back." Bill's eyes narrowed, but his voice remained smooth as silk. "Business is business, Ted. You should know that by now. If you can't keep up, maybe you don't belong in this game." Ted took a step closer, his face inches from Bill's. "You think you're untouchable, don't you? You think you can ruin me and walk away unscathed? Let me make this clear, Bill. I will destroy you. I know your secrets, all of them. And if you push me any further, I'll make sure the whole world knows what kind of man you really are." Bill's smile didn't waver, but a flicker of unease passed through his eyes. Ted wasn't bluffing, and they both knew it. The secrets Ted held could unravel everything: Bill's empire, his reputation, his carefully constructed life. But Bill Chandler didn't back down from a fight. He rose from his chair, matching Ted's intensity. "You want to play dirty, Ted? Fine. But don't forget, I know your secrets too. You come for me, and I'll drag you down with me." The two men stood locked in a silent standoff, the weight of their shared history hanging heavy between them. Ted's jaw clenched, his mind racing with the consequences of his next move. He'd spent years in Bill's shadow, always the loyal soldier, always cleaning up the messes. But no more. Bill had crossed a line, and Ted was ready to burn it all down if it meant taking his former friend with him. Back at the Chandler mansion, Leslie and Victor sealed their pact with a clink of glasses, the bourbon burning a path down Leslie's throat. She felt a thrill of anticipation, the kind that came with playing a dangerous game. Victor was a risk, but he was also an opportunity, a chance to finally take back what was hers. As they mapped out their strategy, Leslie's phone buzzed on the desk. She glanced at the screen, her heart skipping a beat. It was a message from an unknown number. "Watch your back, Leslie. Bill knows more than you think." She froze, her mind racing. Who could have sent it? Was it a warning, a threat, or something else entirely? Victor noticed her hesitation and arched an eyebrow. Trouble in paradise? Leslie forced a smile, slipping the phone into her pocket. "Nothing I can't handle. Now let's get to work." Bill won't know what hit him. But as the night wore on, the message gnawed at her. Someone was watching, someone who knew her plans. And in Port Charles, where secrets were currency and trust was a myth, that could only mean one thing. The game was about to get a lot more dangerous. This is the first part, roughly 1,200 words, setting up the drama, with Leslie's bold partnership proposal to Victor and Ted's explosive confrontation with Bill, in true CBS soap opera fashion. The narrative introduces key players, establishes stakes, and hints at deeper secrets and betrayals, with plenty of room to expand in future parts. If you'd like me to continue with the next part or adjust the direction, e.g., specific characters, plot points, or tone, please let me know. I can also incorporate more dialogue, specific soap opera tropes, or details about Beyond the Gates if you have them.